Well, today is the day that we finally get a chance to take down that old clunky heavy TV set and DVD player and replace it with a brand new 42-inch flat screen TV. Come on, and we'll do it together. We are building entertainment. What's up, hello? We are building entertainment. First, unplug all electrical connections. Now that your power is unplugged, it's safe to disconnect all cables associated with your DVD player and TV. Now remove your safety strap from the TV set. Coil up your cable and safely remove the TV from the mount. Now, to remove the mount from the wall, go ahead and pop off the cover. To remove the bolts, I like to use an impact gun, which makes the job a lot faster. These bolts also came with a hex head fitting, which we had to use for the bottom bolt, since it was in a confined area. Even with the bolts out, the bracket still might need a little persuasion. Okay, now that we have everything removed from the wall, let's go ahead and take a look at the steps involved with hanging the new bracket for the new TV set. Now that we have our TV unpacked, let's get a hard measurement on the actual unit. Our width is going to be 39.5, and our height, 24 3/4. When working with an existing wall, you have to deal with components. Our thermostat is going to actually be the reference point for the bottom of our TV. So we decided to go 1 inch above the thermostat for the bottom of the TV set. So we grabbed our level, made a couple marks, and then the blue tape to give us the reference point for the bottom of the TV set. Then measured the opening from door jamb to door jamb, subtracted the width of the TV set, and came up with 1 3/8. We cut that in half and came up with 11/16. So we made a mark at 11/16 off of the edge of the door jamb, grabbed our level, made a plumb line for the right side reference point. Now we measured up 24 3/4 of an inch, made a mark, and then went ahead and grabbed the blue tape and made our right side reference point. The left side, the exact same thing, same measurements. Now you have your marks on both sides for the top. Just grab the blue tape, span it across, and there you go, instant outline. Let's grab our mounting brackets, take a look at how they're going to work on the back of the TV set so we know where our reference point will be for the actual placement of the bracket depending on where the outlet is, as you can see. So what I did is I put this one here and I matched the other side up the exact same height. So now we go ahead and grab the actual bracket that will be mounted to the wall, put that into place, and measure from the top of the bracket to the top of the TV set, which looks to be about 7 inches. So now, measure down 7 inches and put a pencil mark on both sides of the TV set. Now grab your blue tape, span your blue tape across to where now the top of the blue tape is going to be the top of your bracket. Okay, now that we have the reference of the top of our mounting bracket, we're going to find our studs. We know we have one here. We'll measure off 16 inches and look for one here and on the other side. And then we're going to go ahead and lag bolt that mounting bracket to the wall. Just go ahead and draw a plumb line after you find the center of your first stud. Measure 16 inches off of that line and make a little mark with your tape measure. Now draw another plumb line from that mark. Next, center your bracket in the TV outline. Match your height with the tape and find where a hole in the bracket intersects with the stud. Now grab one of the lag bolts that came with the bracket hardware and go ahead and shoot it in tight. This will allow for an easy mounting application with room for adjustment for the other 3 bolts. Now this bracket came with its own leveling device, but I checked it with my own trusty Craftsman level, and it turns out that actually the level in the bracket is off. So always make sure that you double check when hanging something like this. Now that the bracket is centered and level, go ahead and fasten the other 3 bolts. Next, go ahead and mount the TV bracket hardware by following the instructions that came with the bracket. Now it's time to hang your TV to see how you like it. All right, there you go. The TV is hung correctly. Now, I need you to understand, it's not a big deal if you have to raise or lower the TV after you get it initially hung. Like say for instance the homeowner or my wife would like to lower the TV 6 3/8 of an inch. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to lower it 6 3/8 of an inch. First, remove the newly hung bracket. Measure down 6 3/8 of an inch on both sides. Grab your blue tape and make a new reference point for the height of your bracket. Transfer your plumb lines that extra 6 3/8 inch lower. Remove your old reference tape. In this case, we got lucky, and the old bottom bolt holes are exactly 6 3/8 of an inch lower than the top. So, we were able to start by shooting the bolts in the old holes. Okay, let's see how we did over here. Oh boy, let's see. There's one bracket, there's two. All right. There you go, the TV is hung. Now wait a few minutes, we have to get it checked on, and then we'll get right back to you. We remounted the TV that's 6 3/8 of an inch down lower, and now everybody's happy. Now the last thing you want to do with your mounting is make sure you check the specifications in your manual for the bracket, make sure all your bolts are tight, and sign off on it, make it safe. But we're not done here today, because if you notice, you have the unsightly power cable and coaxial cable. So what we decided to do is a little magic and go ahead and hide those into the wall. Now whenever you're working with existing construction, there's certain variables that won't change. Like take this blue outline, which is an outline of the medicine cabinet on the other side of this wall. So two things happen here. It actually allows us to run cables through the 2x4s top and bottom that we're going to drill a hole through, but we can't put the junction box here or here, so we're going to put it right above the bracket, but it'll still be hidden, so no big deal. We're on the other side of the wall. As you can see, I took out the medicine cabinet. Now I have this spade bit and drill motor, and we're going to go ahead and drill a hole in the bottom and in the top 2x4 to allow access for our cables to go through. Okay, now listen, whenever you work with electric, the first thing you want to do is make sure you turn off the breaker in conjunction with whatever box you're working on. So we did that, and we double checked it and make sure it's off. Then we ran our Romex cable down through the wall, brought it out of the back of the junction box, tied it into this outlet. Next, we want to go ahead and cut our holes for our boxes so we can then run the cable up to this box and then put the new outlet in. Now for our outlet box and our coaxial box, two different boxes but the same type of box, and it's called a spider box. You basically cut the hole for the box, put it in, tighten it up, and this little flap goes ahead and pulls it tight with the drywall. Okay, now it's time to cut these holes out. What I did is I measured them so they're going to fit right in between the bracket that's going to be on the back of the TV set, so we don't interfere with that. So I have my hole saw here, and now it's time to do some cutting. Here we go. Now we accomplished our latest feat, and that was running a new outlet from the existing outlet up to above our bracket. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our coaxial cable and do the same thing to our new junction box for that. To run this coaxial cable through the wall, I need to make a hidden opening. So first, score the top of your base molding, grab your flat pry bar, and gingerly separate the molding from the wall. What you want to do with your drywall saw is cut down from the top of the molding and go ahead and cut yourself an opening. So we just got done running our cable up through that hole to the medicine cabinet, and then we reinstalled our base molding back on. Box. Okay, all of our connections have been made, so now let's go ahead and hang the TV, plug it in, and see if it works. Well, we have accomplished our goal for the TV. Then we had the situation with the cables. We hid those cables in the wall, and now the only thing left is just to enjoy our brand new TV. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.